I recently got invited to speak at the Kaggle Days World Championship presented by Z by HP. This is a collection of some of the greatest minds in data science and machine learning, all coming together in person in Barcelona, Spain. To qualify, data scientists had to place in the top 3 in one of the 12 Kaggle Days satellite events. They could compete individually or in teams of up to 4 people. In all, there were over 100 participants from all around the world coming together for some incredible knowledge sharing and some friendly competition. Of course, before I showed up at the event, I had to eat my way through Spain and see as much as I could of what the beautiful country had to offer. I got to see a few friends along the way as well. After wearing myself out exploring the country, I was finally ready for the conference. It all started with a wonderful keynote from Maria, who I was fortunate enough to have as a podcast guest a few weeks ago. I also got to film a couple more awesome podcasts with some of the hosts of the event. Dee, who's the new CEO of Kaggle, gave an incredible speech as well about the value of the platform. Next was my turn. For my talk, I spoke about the 10 biggest themes that I found from interviewing over 100 data scientists on my podcast. It was amazing, but also intimidating, considering my audience was filled with so many far more qualified data scientists than myself.
And it's such an honor to be able to be here and to spectate tomorrow and see a lot of great data science going on.
Hopefully the talk will be available soon on YouTube. With that out of the way, it was the calm before the storm. There were awesome talks, workshops, and networking. One of my favorite talks was by Andrada Olteanu. She's also a friend, a Kaggle Grandmaster, and a former podcast guest. Her talk was on one Kaggle notebook to rule them all. I also got to do some exploring. Z by HP hosted the event at their campus just outside of Barcelona, and I got to learn about all the incredible innovations they were making with their print business.
Okay, hi, this is Eva Blanco. I'm the Public Affairs Manager for the HP Barcelona site here in Spain. We are in the Experience Center, what we call a Customer Experience Center, is where we have the full portfolio of all the products of HP. We have like 2,500 employees from 62 different nationalities, so it's an amazing atmosphere and environment. So it's like, working in the United Nations. So this is, for instance, the original part of an HP latex printer. This is the original one, which is super heavy, okay? With generative design, you tell the computer what you need to do with the part, and it makes you several iterations of how you can improve that, no? So this is the first iteration, this is the second iteration, and this was the last iteration, which if you compare one with the other have nothing to do, and this one is doing exactly the same as this part, but it is much cheaper, much lighter, and makes that and the result is that the printer that uses it now is much more reliable and works much better.
Now the day of the competition was upon us, and the host actually had a very interesting surprise. Instead of just one challenge, the competitors would have 2 data sets that they'd be evaluated on. They would have to choose how to allocate their time between the 2 different problems. This created some incredible drama and some additional stress among the teams.
Imagine that you are creating an event that is just for Avengers, right? So you bring all the Avengers all together, and what do? Serve them tea, serve them coffee? No, you give them problems and challenges of this world to be solved. They need to also come up with a strategy how to win, not only how to solve one competition, but how to solve 2 and still excel in both of them. And only this will guarantee them win.
One of the most frustrating things about trying to be a data scientist in a large company is this person owns this data, this person owns, you need all of the pieces and they don't want to share. Anyone who's been in the Kaggle community long enough knows that it's not a super toxic, hyper aggressive. People are helping each other. People still want to win and do their best, but the amount of knowledge sharing that happens, being in a room of all of these awesome people is my favorite part.
I loved watching this, but I definitely wouldn't have wanted to trade places with any of the competitors. They had 11 hours to analyze the data and submit their results. I love to watch everyone work. It was quite beautiful seeing so many people working towards a common problem. So much brain and compute power, all allocated on a single goal, to be the first ever Kaggle Days World Champion.
They came first. They scored the highest in 2 competitions at the same time, coding for 11 hours straight.
And with that, they had won, taking first place in both challenges. There were no doubts, utter dominance. It had been an incredible event, but it was my time to leave. I was inspired by what I'd been a part of. Hopefully I get invited back next year. I'd love to get to know more of the contestants and to do more interviews about the journey of the competitors.